The air grew still as Scheherazada's voice filled the chamber once again, soft and steady, weaving the threads of another tale. King Shahryar, lost in the magic of her storytelling, leaned forward, eager to hear what would come next. She began, her voice rich with mystery.
O king, tonight I bring you a tale of a prince and a falcon, a tale of friendship and betrayal, of loyalty and ambition. It is a story that teaches us of the deep bond that can form between man and beast, and how that bond can be tested in ways we least expect. Once, in a kingdom by the sea, there lived a prince named Rami. He was the youngest son of a wise and powerful sultan, and though he had many older brothers, he was beloved by the people for his gentle nature and noble heart, unlike his brothers, who were warriors and scholars. Rami had always been drawn to the wilds of nature. He spent his days hunting in the forests, fishing by the rivers, and studying the creatures that roamed the land. One day, while out hunting in the mountains, Prince Rami came across a magnificent falcon. It was a bird unlike any he had ever seen. Its feathers were as black as the night sky, and its eyes burned with a fiery intensity. The falcon was perched on a rock, watching him as if it had been waiting for him. Rami approached the bird, and to his surprise, it did not fly away. Instead, it looked him in the eyes, and for a moment, it felt as if the two shared an understanding, an unspoken connection. The prince, moved by the falcon's strength and beauty, decided to take the bird with him. Rami named the falcon Taher, which meant pure, and he cared for it with great affection. He trained Taher to hunt, and soon the two became inseparable. Wherever the prince went, the falcon flew by his side, and together they brought glory to the kingdom. The people marveled at their bond, and the prince became known far and wide as the one with the falcon. But not all was well. As the years passed, Prince Rami's older brothers grew jealous of the attention he received from the people, and they began to resent the bond he shared with Taher. They saw how the people admired the prince and his falcon, and they began to plot against him, hoping to tear them apart. One day, the king called for his sons to come together in the palace. He announced that he would soon choose an heir to succeed him, and he asked each of his sons to prove their worth. The brothers, eager for the throne, began to argue over who should be chosen, each one believing that he was the most worthy. Prince Rami, ever humble, did not desire the throne. But his brothers, blinded by ambition, saw his gentle nature as weakness. They made a plan to remove him from the contest entirely. In the dead of night, they crept into the prince's chambers and stole Taher, his beloved falcon. They tied the bird to a tree in the wilderness, far from the prince's reach. When Prince Rami awoke and found that Taher was gone, his heart shattered. He searched the entire kingdom, calling out the falcon's name, but Taher was nowhere to be found. The prince was lost without her. His brothers, seeing his despair, mocked him, claiming that a prince who could not even keep his beloved bird was unfit to rule. For days, Rami wandered through the forests and mountains, searching for Taher. He did not care for the throne, but he could not bear the thought of losing his friend, his companion. Finally, after many long days of searching, he found Taher, tied to the tree where his brothers had left her. The falcon's wings were bruised and battered, but her spirit remained strong. Rami gently untied the bird and whispered words of comfort to her. He tended to her wounds and vowed that he would never again allow his brothers to harm her. Together, they returned to the palace, where Rami confronted his brothers. He did not seek revenge, but he spoke to them with a strength he had never shown before. He told them, "I do not seek the throne, but I will not allow anyone to harm the creatures of this kingdom, nor the bonds that hold us together. I have learned that true strength comes not from ambition or power, but from the relationships we cherish and protect." The king, seeing the love and loyalty between the prince and Taher, realized that Rami's wisdom was greater than that of all his sons. He chose him as his heir, not because of his power or ambition, but because of his heart. Rami became the ruler of the kingdom, and under his reign, the land flourished, and the bond between man and beast was honored. And so, O king, the lesson is clear. True strength lies not in power or in the pursuit of wealth, but in the loyalty and love we share with those around us. For even the smallest of bonds like that between a prince and his falcon can change the fate of a kingdom.
When Scheherazade heard the rooster crow, she decided to stop telling stories. Shahryar smiled and realized that Scheherazade would not tell any more. Of course, he had a new date the next night to continue enjoying the stories of his beautiful wife, Scheherazade. A deep silence followed as the story lingered in the heart of King Shahryar.